Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
You just asked that and you can't. Oh, I gotta do it. Am I doing it right?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Okay.
There's so much to talk about today.
So much.
I have so many things, and
I have notes.
You have notes on like episodes of stuff?
No.
Oh,
I have notes on other shit. But
okay, great. Okay.
I'm just following your lead like I always do. To the person that gets offended by me eating, I haven't had a chance to eat at all today, and I'm having some cottage cheese, which doesn't crunch. So I apologize in advance if I offend you. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum.
Okay, great. You should probably learn how to put the spoon in your mouth.
This is too small.
Okay, let's get right into it. Let's do some highlights, lowlights, and then we'll get into all of the things that we need to talk about. I can go first.
Good.
My highlight is last weekend. I went to a party, like a housewarming party during the day, and I was there for hours without Lola. And it was the first time I've ever done that. And I felt so deeply like myself again. Like I feel like I gained this like social part of Beba that has slipped away.
For the last year, you've only been Lola's mom.
Yeah. And like, I also was around people, like I went with Jackie and it was one of her friends that I don't know that well. I know her, but not well enough. And I don't know her friends. So when I was getting dressed for this party, I was telling John Liam, like asking him, does this outfit make me look like I don't have a baby? What about this outfit? Does this make me look like I don't have a baby? I very much wanted to be like,
is that the one I sent you? The thing on, I said, remember you posted a picture in the bathroom selfie and I said, yes, Lola's mom has got it going on.
Yeah.
And you said, yes, she does.
Yeah. I was wearing, I wore a mini skirt and a t-shirt and like cute.
It was so cute. It wasn't like
Kate Spade jellies that I found at a thrift store. So thank you to me. But I literally left the house at 1:00 and I did not come home until 9:00 p.m. I had every intention of John Liam. And let me just give a shout out to Mr. John Liam Stapleton. Okay. He is such a great guy.
And he's a good dad.
He's a great dad, but beyond that, I like had told him, I'm like, oh, I'll be back.
Is he a great guy? I don't know if he's a great guy, but I know he's a great dad.
He's a great guy. I was like, I'll be back before, dinner time, whatever. And then I just got to a point where I texted him. I was like, hey, I'm not coming back. I don't even know when I'm going to come back, but I'm not coming back. And he was like, good, go enjoy yourself. You never do this. And I came home and I was telling him like how much fun I had. And he was like, you need to do that more often. Like, that's so good for you, whatever. Great guy.
Or he's just saving it up.
No, he's really.
Do you ever wonder if I like John Liam more or Monty more?
I don't think about that.
Oh, good. Don't think about it.
I know that you love John Liam more.
Both of them.
I'm just
both of them.
They're both so different that it's
they're like different.
You can't really choose one because they're both so different.
Oh, I could choose. I just haven't, but I could.
Okay. All right. And then my low light is a super trivial low light, but that's good when you have a trivial low light. They put in a vent in our bathroom and they repainted it. And when they repainted it, I had to put my shower curtain outside. It's a new shower curtain by this company called Quiet Town. If you're listening to this, send me a new fucking shower curtain.
Quiet Town. Tag them.
It's plastic. And so I left it outside and it melded together. And now it's like damaged.
Not
and
cool.
I sent them an email. And I was
send them an email,
guys,
put it on your stories. And
they gave me a 10% discount, and I was like,
fuck them. No, fuck them.
You're gonna have to do better. Put
it on your stories, and I'll share it.
Okay, great.
Guys,
that's how we do things here.
No, but look. I'm sorry. I am happy to shout out a company, that is good, and I don't expect anything free or anything like that, which, by the way, did you get my email about Jennifer Aniston's hairdresser wants to do my hair? Is that far from you?
No, not at all.
Okay. Anyway, so, and I will, but I don't like also when, if somebody is doing stuff for me or promoting me, Sivan like an ultra luxe or luxe whatever, and you
Mhm.
promote her and you use her stuff, and she doesn't send you a box of that cost her nothing,
I
not
know.
cool. Not cool,
Listen,
because yeah,
we're
not cool.
growing. We're getting there.
I know, but
It's
tag
fine.
her.
Not
Tag
a big
her.
deal. Okay, what are your highlights and lowlights?
Highlights. Nothing. Honestly, I'm just having a lot of just it's like if Mercury is in retrograde or something, just a
There was
lot
a
of
full moon 2
yeah,
days ago,
I don't
so
know, and I haven't
super
charged
moon.
my crystals or something. I know that I've had a lot of, when you feel like that. I don't know which little game it is that you go think and you have to stop and then you go right, and then like I have to
Driving?
find, huh?
Just
Whether
driving?
it's Mario Brother or Pac-Man, whatever. I just
Okay.
feel like hitting walls, but then I
Mm,
whatever. So I'm having those issues. I'm disappointed in one of the distributors I work with, because you need to be cognizant when you're working with a small business and with, a minority business, and you can't just go balls to the wall. And so I'm disappointed in that. And that's neither here nor there. So that's my
okay.
low light. Oh no, I mean, that's my big
That's
low
your
light. My smaller low light, but it's still a low light, is that Gina's gone for 3 weeks
is that your
because her
assistant?
daughter took the bar. Yeah, her
Oh,
daughter took the bar and they went on a bar trip. And so 3 weeks, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And then
long time.
highlight, Lola's walking,
Lola's
legit
walking.
walking. And Lola, I can't post specifics, but she's at the 97th percentile. So she's going to be a supermodel
Okay. Or like a volleyball player
or whatever,
yeah.
or just super tall
She's
and
so
fabulous.
tall. What's funny is we went to Lola's doctor's appointment yesterday and it was her like 1 year checkup. And it was a doctor that it wasn't her actual doctor because she's sick, whatever. And at the end of the appointment, after everything, the guy just goes, "She looks amazing." And Jackie, Lola's godmother, was there. And she was like, I don't know if they're supposed to say that, but it was very funny. He's like, "She looks amazing." He's like, this
I
gay
just want to
doctor.
give
I
a
love
shout
it.
out to Jackie, Lola's godmother, because I love her so much. And I
She's
just want
the
to say
greatest
that.
godmother. She really is.
Good person.
Yeah. She really is. Okay, let's get right into gossip. There's so much to talk about. I honestly don't know where to start. I feel like I should start at the thing that you just sent me today, which was reality TV stars are turning on Bravo. There's like this
And legally,
turning on Bravo.
because it's not only turning on Bravo saying whatever, but you read what it says.
So I will read it. So it's TMZ posted
There's TMZ and there's
exclusive.
another one that they posted
Yeah.
actually on Bravo. Somebody else sent it to me. Ken sent
TV
it to me as well.
reality stars declaring war on NBC Bravo alleged sexual mental health exploitation. Crazy.
Thank you,
So,
David Yanta, for always keeping me in the loop, and therefore keeping you in the loop.
so this is what it says. Some reality stars have gone scorched earth against NBC, and it appears in particular Bravo, claiming its reality stars have been subjected to grotesque and depraved mistreatment. And this is the stuff that they're alleging. Denying mental health treatment to cast members, displaying obvious and alarming signs of mental deterioration, exploiting minors for uncompensated and sometimes long-term appearances.
Remember when you asked for money?
I know. Well, that's what I was going to say. Distributing and or condoning the distribution of non-consensual pornography, which is a strange one. Covering up acts of sexual violence. That's true. Refusing to allow cast members the freedom to leave their shows, even under dire circumstances. It's a lot of big stuff. And also, okay. I think the issue here is Bethany Frankel seems to be leading the charge on this, which gives it a little bit of non-credibility, in my opinion. But
I'd say former Bravo celebrity. Mm-hmm. Am I, or are you a Bravo celebrity forever?
Let's
anyway,
say
as a former Bravo celebrity, here's my opinion. There's some things I'm not going to give opinions on, but I'm going to give opinions about the things that I know. I don't know Bravo to ever deny anyone mental health, whatever. From the first day, before you even sign on, you have to talk to a counselor that you're assigned to. That person is available to you at any time throughout the entire season. So they're a phone call away. I never used them. I probably should have, but they're there and they're like, "Are you sure you don't need?" So I don't believe that one. Unless things have changed. It's been 10 years.
Right.
The pornography thing, I don't even have anything to say about that. That's ridiculous. they don't pay the kids. They did not want to pay you. They wanted to use you a lot. They didn't want to pay you. And when you said, I'm
I
not doing
wasn't a
illicit,
kid though.
no, you weren't a kid,
I
right?
was
But
19
no,
or
you mean
20.
like my kid, you know?
Yeah.
And when you said, I'm not going to appear if they don't, whatever, they just simply didn't use you,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And that's fine. That's fine. I don't think they force anybody to do things. The other thing is not letting people leave, even if they want to. That's
You sign a
bullshit.
contract also. Like
But
it's
that's
also
not it. That's bullshit. Anybody that wants to leave housewives can leave housewives. People don't ever want to leave housewives. They don't.
yeah.
I think that only Caroline Manzo and Bethany Frankel have left on their own accord, maybe LVP. Everybody else has always wanted to, either they were fine when they were let go, or they've always just wanted to come back. I won't comment about the whole thing, which is directly has to do with Caroline and Brandy. I will say that I do find it very strange that they are already promoting what do you call that?
Girls Trip?
Girls Trip and skipping the other one that was filmed first.
Right.
In other words, they are promoting Legacy that's going to come out soon, and I don't know what happened to the other one. So just the lawyer brain in me makes me think that there's some issues there that they want to work out before that. I will say that if Caroline Manzo said she was sexually abused, I believe her.
Yeah.
I just do.
Well, that's the part of this whole thing, that the covering up acts of sexual violence, I think, is true. And it's like in relation to that, I think there's also the other stuff, like in Potomac, where whatever his face is, grab that a camera guy's butt, and then like there's been a lot of
I haven't
stuff,
heard, by the way,
stuff.
let me just say, I haven't heard her say that directly, and she hasn't said that directly to me, and I am friends with her. She has not said that. But if she were ever to tell me that, I believe she's one of the most credible people ever. No,
women.
I don't always believe women.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't always believe
I
women.
know.
Credibility has nothing to do with sex and gender. It has nothing to do with it, especially now that there are so many genders. I'm talking about the person that is solid, credible, and has integrity and principles. And so that's how I feel about Caroline Manzo. So if she ever said that to me, I would believe her, but I don't know that this has anything to do with her. I do think
this whole thing about like Bethany Frankel wanting to unionize reality TV stars just to kind of jump on the bandwagon of the WGA, SAG, all this stuff. It does not make sense to do that. Let's just be like very clear. And what's happening with WGA and SAG is like fucked up, but reality stars, you being one of them, this is not a fight worth fighting. I'm so sorry, but it's not. You are on.
It is not a fight worth fighting. I think once again, Bethany Frankel is trying to be relevant.
Yeah.
I think Bethany Frankel she is sour grapes because no matter what she says, Bravo has not wanted her back. I find she is polarizing. She has lost it. There was a time where she was extremely entertaining and extremely aspirational. She has become a crazy person. She needs to choose what her fight is going to be. She can't fight everything. Now she's fighting Manolo Blahnik. You know what I'm saying?
That's her thing. She's just
right.
Like,
I know, but it's too much.
Like, let's go. What's now?
I know.
What's now? I'm going to be involved.
I know, but like, if I were her attorney, I think her attorney will, she has all this money and she's paying her attorney. This doesn't make sense. And I stand to benefit from that. I stand to make money if she would win this, because they're constantly playing everywhere. And so I would get, I don't know, $50 a year or something, but I don't think it makes sense.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it makes sense. There are too many people in line waiting to do that. It does not require an acting, like you don't have to have you're not Meryl Streep. You need to understand you're not Meryl Streep. You're not Beyonce. You don't have a skill set that it only has to be you. You have to be willing to put yourself out there in a way and be yourself. If you say no, and and I admit that the contracts are draconian. They are ridiculous. They will say, I can put you you're saying this and this is happening, but I'm going to use this reaction for this. They could do that.
Total.
I'm
Are
not
you
saying that
kidding?
they do
What do you
all the
mean? Yes,
time.
they do. I do it all the
You do it.
time.
Okay.
But
So
not in a way that's making you say
malicious.
or do something that
Right.
is not rooted in reality. It's using stuff to
Right.
better portray it to the audience who wasn't.
Right.
You're not going to watch down a 2-hour dinner party. We're going to cut it down to 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and we're going to try to get the best parts and get the essence of what the dinner was.
Right.
But it's never to like really.
Right.
You're
And
not trying
you
to make
also
them
have
say
to trust.
something.
Look, I'll be honest with you. The little bit that whatever I did, this, that some people know, I trust. I decided to trust Pop, prepares
The
of Pop. I
production
decided to trust
company.
them.
Yeah.
If it weren't for them, I would have never been on TV. If it weren't for them, I probably would not have had the growth of Skinny Latina. And if it weren't for them, so I decided to trust them.
Right.
I don't think they're in this to make me look bad. I don't.
Yeah.
I think they want to create
They're
a good
trying
show.
to make a good show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this whole the union thing with the reality TV stars.
It's really stupid.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's like, guys,
It's stupid.
There's a different way to find some sort of relevancy, and it's not this.
No.
And also, don't take away from what's going on with WGA and SAG, because that stuff actually needs to get sorted, and that's a bigger deal.
That is much
in
more
Hollywood.
serious.
Don't like make this a thing so that you're taking attention away from what really needs to happen. That's the truth. But people think like, oh, WGA and SAG, that means it's going to be more reality TV. Let me tell you something, as a reality TV producer, not for docu-soap reality, but still reality TV nonetheless, we actually need writers. We actually need actors. Like John Liam is working on Is It Cake, which is a huge, huge, huge show for Netflix. Okay. We need a writer.
He's an actor.
We need writers for the intro challenge setups, challenge intros, reveal. There is writing involved in reality TV. You need actors. There are guest judges.
I know that there's definitely writing. I've seen how much work goes into the pre-production that John Liam is doing on Is It Cake.
There are actors for guest judges. You need 3 judges every single episode for a 10-episode series. That's 30 actors. It's really like, it's very impossible. No, we need A-list actors. Sorry. So just like, this is not like time for reality TV to rise up. No, reality TV and SAG and WGA are very much tied together. Okay. Mic drop.
Does he have any Latino A-list actors?
It's already done. They're shooting next week.
Okay, fine. I was just going to suggest Gloria, because I think she's great and so fun.
Okay, let's move on from this, because I hate even talking about Bethany in any capacity, even if it's like she's slightly associated with it.
What a shame. I used to love Bethany.
Me too. She used to be my favorite. Truly. She used to be like on my Mount Rushmore of housewives. She was on there.
I just want to say something really quick about I don't really want to talk about it, but Jill Zarin had her annual what do you call it? Hamptons gift bag party.
Oh,
where she says it's a lot of, yes, she does this every year.
Wow.
David was there. David Yontef was there. He had a horrible run-in with the Marge.
Oh yeah, Margaret.
But it was really bad.
Margaret from New Jersey.
Margaret from New Jersey went up to him and was like crazy. And she told him, she referred to herself in the third person. No one will ever take down the Marge. The Marge has a file on everyone, including him. And I do remember specifically her saying at the reunion that she did not have that's ridiculous, that she doesn't have a file on anybody. She admitted to that. And the Marge will never be taken down, that it's impossible. And then he says, you're saying that you can't be taken down when like the likes of Lisa Rinna were taken down? Never, no one. They know who the Marge is. So a little delusional.
Wow.
A little delusional. So yeah. And I feel like it's all he's talking about it on his podcast, and he is also going to, I think it's just going to get really crazy.
Marge, honestly, anybody who says that they're like,
but I like Marge.
Anybody who says they're untouchable is absolutely touchable.
We're all touchable.
Yeah, man, we're all touchable.
Especially me. I'm super touchable.
I'm so touchable.
But I'm touchable like in the best possible way.
No, so am I. I'm more touchable than you.
That's true.
Okay, next order of business, Lizzo. Do you know about the Lizzo stuff?
I've had so many people write to me saying you were right about Lizzo the whole time.
No, but like, no, because what you
I
you
don't
would
know. I don't
be
understand the thing. And Kathy told me today, and I can't believe I didn't listen to her. Please don't do the podcast without watching this or reading this first so that you have an understanding.
well,
So
because
I don't know anything. I just know that I'm right again.
okay,
But you
well,
can explain it.
this is the issue. So when when the Lizzo thing came out, notoriously you don't like Lizzo. And by the way, neither do I. I'm not like a huge Lizzo fan, but I was like, I need to do my research on this because if I tell mommy that Lizzo is like canceled, you'd be like, I knew it. Like,
No,
you would
you
go
didn't have to tell
nuts.
me. I have gotten like 8 messages, and I'll show them to you. I'll forward them to you of our listeners saying Chanel was one of them, but whatever. That's not surprising because she's like my other daughter.
we love
But
her.
by the way, why does she look so good? And she didn't.
Pilates.
She is the only person that's lost weight not on Ozempic.
Yeah, for real. She's doing the work.
Yeah, and but other people too saying, you know, you were right, you were right. So I don't know what it is,
Okay,
but
so
I
let me
just like
explain
that
it
I'm
to you.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Relax. Let me explain it to you. So Lizzo is being sued by 3 of her dancers for being weight shamed, participating in bizarre sex shows, and so on. Okay. So the dancers are Crystal Williams, Ariana Davis, and Noelle Rodriguez, our sister. um, and they said that she created a hostile work environment. There was sexual harassment, disability discrimination. Okay, let me read this though, because this is important. In February, Lizzo allegedly invited her dancers to a night of debauchery at Amsterdam's red light district. Important to note. Known for its sex theaters, sex shops, clubs, bars, blah, 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 blah. And she apparently made them touch sex worker performers' breasts, eat bananas out of their vaginas. Yeah.
How can so what? So yes, I'm right. She's a fucking pig.
Yeah.
She's, you know what I mean? Look, this
Here's
is
the
what
other thing.
happens.
Her former creative director backed the dancer's claims, saying that Lizzo is arrogant, self-centered, and unkind.
100%.
And this is the big one. Beyonce was performing. She has a song where she says Lizzo, whatever. She omitted Lizzo's name from
Good
the
for her.
song.
Good
Which
for her.
honestly makes it a much bigger deal because if
Yeah.
Beyonce is aware of what's going on and she's like,
And don't ever mention Beyonce and Lizzo in the same sentence because Lizzo is not worthy.
Well, okay. So I had this conversation with Jackie, and it's like, I think it's complicated because there is the way that these dancers were talking about this like alleged sex show being forced to do this and that. There was no forcing of anything. It was the feeling that they might get let go if they didn't do it. It's the complicated thing of power, celebrity, and then you being the little guy working for somebody and being like, well, if I don't do this, am I going to be let go? Or if I whatever?
There's a way of presenting things. I've been a boss but I'm a boss. No, but I mean, I have been an employer.
Mm-hmm.
And there are things that if the person that works for me doesn't want to do something, they don't feel like, you know what I mean? If I think there's something that's a little bit outside the norm, they could tell me no, and I'm not going to fire them.
Right. Well, I think that's what it makes it complicated when you're on tour and when you're doing all these things that you're traveling around the world and you're creating this like relationship with your crew, with your dancers, and then you're being invited to do this fun stuff that, to me, this is my take. I don't think that these women were forced to do anything. I think they probably felt scared to not participate, and to sue someone because of that feels wrong. It does. It doesn't feel like you're
it feels wrong that she's suing, that she's being sued.
It feels wrong to sue somebody for something that you weren't forced to do. You weren't
you were
participate in sexual acts. You weren't forced.
Listen, when your boss wants to, what do you call it? Bend you over his desk or the conference room to whatever, if you want to, you're not forced to do it, but you know you're going to get fired if you don't or never be used again. These people are gig employees. You know what a gig employee is? That sucks. You know what I mean? And if it gets around that you are difficult or litigious or all those things, so believe me, I thought they thought about it a lot before they sued her. I think that Lizzo,
no, I think you're right. I
think that Lizzo had the opportunity to be a mentor, a kind of guiding light to big girls, right? And make it seem like I'm cool, we're whatever. Here's my ass and all its glory and all this stuff. And she got too cocky, took it too far. And here's the thing, guys, I don't care how big you are, and I don't, no pun intended, don't get cocky. You're up here today and down here tomorrow. We are a fickle society, especially because of you people who have made, you know, cancellation so easy, and you discovered that you have enormous power. You are here today and here tomorrow.
Well,
so
that's
don't
why
get
I'm
cocky.
like,
Be grateful.
I agree. But I just, yeah, it's complicated. I think it's weird. I think it's like, I feel bad for her. Again, I'm not like a huge Lizzo fan, but I do feel like this is taken, like, for Beyonce to do that. It feels like now the Beehive is like, okay, now fuck Lizzo.
Fuck Lizzo.
That's tough.
Just wanting everybody to know that I was here first in the fuck Lizzo train.
Okay.
The other thing I want to say really quick about Cardi B. Look, I know I'm old. I know that I'm whatever. There are times when you take things so far that you just lose people, right?
Okay, so wait, hold on. Let's you can't just,
yeah,
like,
well,
get
I'm going to
into
say
it.
what it is. I'm going to say what it is, but I want to preface it. You know, there is a time when you just go too far. You know, something is just too far. And so Cardi B already recently had something where somebody threw something at her. She went crazy or whatever. So she's okay. I know there's a lot of competition and I know whatever, but dancing without underwear, going commando while your tampon string is hanging out of your cooch or whatever you want to call it, or your wop, or whatever you want to call it, is disgusting.
Okay.
It's disgusting, and it's an affront to women. I am a woman and I'm offended.
When was the last time you wore a tampon?
I've never worn a tampon because they weren't invented when I had my period. No, I never wore tampons because my mother convinced me that would make me lose my virginity. And as you know, I got married at 18 years old and I was a virgin. Big mistake. Do not do that. Don't do that. No, do not do that. But I did
with
that
everybody. Sleep with
my
everybody.
mother convinced me about the cow for free and all that stuff. And I have a different mentality. I taught my girls, why buy the pig if all you want is a little sausage? So,
anyway,
you know, instead of why buy the cow and forget the milk for free. Okay, disgusting.
Listen, agreed. Cardi B was on stage. She wasn't commando, but you know when you put on your underwear and you have
they
your
said
period?
commando when I read it.
It wasn't commando.
Or maybe her vajayjay is so wide set that her thong went into there.
But here's the issue. Here's the issue about this.
Sorry, Monty's having some issues with his plants.
With his plants?
Yes, Monty there's a Sibley farm in his house.
Okay, listen. I'm talking about Cardi B's tampon string. Okay, so can you pay attention?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Disgusting for Cardi B to be like on stage and her tampon string hanging out. Disgusting in that, like, you know, we're grown-ups. Just put you know, you got to hide it. It's kind of, you got to dig for it later. It's totally fine. But the outrage of it makes me realize how much people hate women.
Beba.
No, I'm serious. Hear me out.
I can't believe I was just going to say.
Hear me out.
Please.
People are like, that is disgusting. Oh my God. She has her period.
I want to go back to a more.
She's even wearing a like, it's like so outrageous that I'm like, okay, first of all, every woman has had their tampon string hanging out a little bit. They're not gyrating on stage and they're not in the public eye like that. But like,
hold on, let me catapult to hating women. It's an exaggeration on your part.
It is not disgusting to bleed as a woman. We do it.
No, it is not.
And but forever, it has been something you have to hide. You have to, when you take out your tampon, you have to roll it up in the thing.
Because it smells bad, because it's gross, because it's actually, honestly, disease, the possibility of diseases and stuff. Back in the AIDS time, you know, contact with blood could give you a disease. Okay. I'm going to talk about this and you're not going to shut me up, because I'm not going to talk about this. You won't even
let me finish my sentence.
Because I cannot believe you have made the blanket statement that this woman, go ahead. when you finish, but I'm
all,
talking.
the only thing I'm saying is that I have lived in a world where having your period is gross. And to me, that is associated with people just not wanting women to be women. Just live your life or whatever. So for people to be so outraged by like a tampon string, that's happened to everyone. No, I'm not on stage, and I know how to like tuck it in and stuff, but like it's not that crazy. I think it's because she was being sexual and stuff and then doing that. It's like, what, we can't be sexual and have our fucking period?
I honestly, here's what I think. I think she did it on purpose. First of all, I think she did it on purpose. Yes, she's capable of doing it on purpose. Second of all, I have never taught you to feel shame about your period. Your period makes it possible that Lola exists today. So I don't know why you ever felt shame about your period.
I'm not talking about
There's
you.
a word in Spanish.
It's about society.
Here's a word in Spanish that I know some of the moms out there know that has no translation in English, and it's called pudor. My mother used to say that word to me, and I hated it. Fina uses the word pudor. There is no other word. It's about it's not shame. Shame is not the thing of just having there's no translation. But I just wanted to say the word because I wanted to speak to my generation and women that speak Spanish. There was a time, okay, when commercials for your menstrual cycle they showed the pad, they showed a blue liquid, they showed whatever. Now they're showing blood. Now they say there's a commercial that talks about the gush. We all know the gush. You sit down all of a sudden like a
yep.
Nobody wants to talk about that. Beba, this is not about putting it all out there and not feeling shame. This is about pudor, a word that I cannot fucking translate. This is about keep some stuff to yourself. Keep some of the womanly things. Men don't want to know about the gush. They don't want to know about giant clots that are the size of your liver. And you know what we don't want to know? We don't want to know that Peyronie's disease is where your dick is crooked like this, and then they use a crooked carrot to identify Peyronie's disease. Have you heard of that? Have you ever seen a man who has an erection and their thing goes left? There are some things that should remain a mystery. A mystery of being a woman, a mystery of being a man.
Sure.
You know, my dick is crooked for your pleasure, baby. You know, that's it.
Oh my God.
We don't want to have to talk about it as a disease. And I think that to say that people hate women is perpetuating this whole dialogue about people don't hate women.
Oh
Every
my
day
God.
people are I don't think that people hate women.
Are you serious?
I think you guys hate women.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't think people hate women. My generation, the only thing that they dislike about women and the misogynists of the world, and there are a lot, is because they're threatened by us. Because we have so many abilities to do things more and better and whatever. But and you know what? Just take that. Okay. You want to call it hate? It's like, okay, whatever. You hate women. You're threatened.
Okay. I just want to be very clear. I think it's gross that video exists. Okay. I think it's gross that it happened, whatever. All I'm saying is that what you think I'm perpetuating, I think that this outrage is perpetuating that people think periods are gross, that it's like horrible. And
no,
that,
because
to
some
me,
people
leads to the idea that, okay, so what? Like,
we're disagreeing.
Are you unaware
that
we have periods? Are you unaware that we wear tampons? Are you unaware that we're sexual? Are you unaware that we are the same as you?
We don't know if she did it on purpose. You are not inside her mind.
And you don't know either.
Exactly.
But you choose to believe that she did it on purpose, and I choose to believe that she doesn't.
If she did it on purpose, it could be perceived as a power move. If it was inadvertent, it is still gross. I don't think it means anybody hates women. Back in the day, when the movie not Fatal Attraction, is it Fatal Attraction? No, the one where Sharon Stone famously
the
sat
legs,
whatever. People didn't hate women. That was super hot. That was a super hot scene. Nothing wrong with that. But she didn't show us her tampon string. Okay. Next subject. Okay, I have one more thing I want to talk about, and then it's all yours. I watched Erica Jane on Watch What Happens Live. She is, like Andy called it, a whisper of her former self. She is tiny.
She's so skinny.
Tiny. I don't care how people lose weight. You have a right to use Ozempic. You have a right to not disclose you used Ozempic. You have a right to lose weight because you're injecting, I don't know, Fauloso in your ass. I don't care. Okay. But for her to say that she lost weight hormonally because she's in menopause, fuck her. As a menopausal woman, fuck you, Erica Jane, because now what you're saying is really offensive to me and women like me, where middle-aged spread is a real thing, where you struggle to even look like your former self, where regardless of what you put in your mouth, your body's fucking betraying you. Fuck you, Erica Jane. And I think she hates women for saying that.
Amen. She was just trying to find something other than Ozempic.
And it was so clear that she was lying.
Of course she was lying.
Oh my God.
Who was next to her that was like,
no. That woman's a national treasure.
So funny.
Jackie Hoffman.
She's a national treasure. She was like, menopause? No. You're wrong. She was like, yeah, menopause.
I love her. She's a liar. She's a liar, and I hate her now. And I used to like her, and now I hate her.
Man, people change when they're skinny. Margaret, Erica, Kyle.
Yeah, but Margaret said why she did. Again, I don't think anybody needs to say why they did it. It's none of anybody's business. There's lots of ways to lose weight, but do not fuck with menopause. No.
Yeah. I think just when you're on a big platform and then you're saying you're lying about that stuff.
She could have said that she's doing a new show in Vegas and she's working out 24/7. Look how skinny people get when they do Dancing with the Stars. I mean, if she was really smart, she could have just used that.
She's an idiot. But I agree. I thought that was crazy and that was wrong, because also when your hormones are not balanced, which is what menopause
you break out. I break out
you
sometimes.
Weight, you cannot,
like if I was 18,
take weight off. Like that's exactly why I'm seed cycling, because of that exact reason, but whatever. Okay. Next thing, Hailey Bieber is pregnant, and that's not confirmed, but she is.
Oh, wow. Great.
So there was a video that surfaced on TikTok of Justin Bieber walking, saying, I know you're pregnant, but, and then he looks up and he sees that the paps are there, and he like, he got a little spooked, but she's pregnant. And you can tell in her little crop tops and stuff, the beginning signs of a little bit of bloat. It's like the worst in the beginning, because you kind of look, you don't look pregnant at all, but you are bloated. So
yeah,
you heard it here first. I'm telling you right now.
Well, good. Congratulations,
confirmed
Hailey.
She's pregnant. Confirmed.
Billy Bieber, whatever his name is.
Billy Bieber. Okay. I want to talk about OC, but I have one more thing to talk about, and that's Jennifer Lopez's alcoholic beverage, DeLola.
Yeah, you're pissed about that.
It's not even that I'm pissed about it. No one is working harder to try and sell something that's like so clearly not selling than Jennifer Lopez. There is a video that she posted like 2 days ago. I'm gonna kill.
I saw, and by the way, her picture in the bathing suit for her birthday, she looked terrible. That's the worst she's ever looked. Not terrible. She looks better than me, but she looked terrible.
So here's what's going on with Jennifer Lopez, in my humble opinion. Number one, she's filtering her videos to the gods. It's really bad. And I think she's obviously trying to keep up with this like thing that everyone is saying of like J-Lo doesn't age, which like she looks great. But when everyone is like saying that about you, you feel probably like you have to keep up this thing. She's filtering every video and photo, whatever. And then this DeLola thing is not selling, I don't think. Just based on these videos that I'm watching, okay? This is not confirmed.
Why it's not selling.
She's walking out of her like Hamptons house in this dress, and she's like, oh my God, look at this PR thing. She's showing us that she's first of all trying to convince us that she drinks. That's number one, what she's doing. She's like, oh, I love to whatever. This is not too sweet. It is just so desperado. And I hate that it's called DeLola. And I hate that she says that her nickname is Lola, because that is not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay.
I don't want to have a J-Lo tattoo.
You know why all this is happening?
And then also have my daughter named Lola. It can't happen. I can't have both. No. I can't.
No, I agree. And I think it's all happening because people hate women.
I agree. And I agree.
Okay. But here's what I think. I think that alcoholic beverages are out. I think that your generation and the generation after you, and even mine, is very sober curious.
Curious.
Yeah. And we want to feel
sober curious.
When we try it, we feel good afterwards. Like, hey, you can have a great time and not drink.
Yeah.
And when you wake up the next day, you can't really work out. You feel sluggish. You feel whatever. your body. It feels like you're poisoning your body. Like, so all the alcoholic beverage, all these little cans of shit that have alcohol in them are not doing well. But like the Marge ones and the other ones, Soiree, those are doing great because they are libations without alcohol, but it makes you feel like you're participating. Because isn't it that part of the thing? You don't want to be the drag that says, no, I'm
socially,
not
you want to
drinking.
be like,
Right. And then you feel like it's a cocktail. It's a
Yeah.
cocktail without alcohol in it.
Yeah, listen, I always say I would rather have a good morning than a good night. I don't want to, I can't overindulge with
But that is
alcohol.
very common in your generation a lot, and the younger generation.
It's
And
also
my
Cali
generation is
sober.
embracing it because there's been a correlation now. They used to say that glass of wine a day is good for you. That's no longer good for you. That's been tied to Alzheimer's. It's been tied to all sorts of illnesses, and we don't want that. We've had
You
too
don't
many
want that.
friends and we see that. And so I never drink anymore. Like
Yeah.
hardly ever. It's
I
very
hardly
rare.
drink too. I
Yeah.
just smoke a joint a day. Okay. A joint a
day?
day keeps a doctor away. Yeah.
A day?
I mean, not a full one. I take like
So proud.
2
Wait,
hits.
let me. It brings a tear to my eye.
It should.
So
It
proud.
actually should. Okay. Let's talk some Bravo bullshit. I
Okay.
took notes on the OC because there were so many things that I was like, there was just a lot of things happening. Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing I wrote down was the parenting scene between Shane and Emily at the pumpkin patch was one of the hardest things I've ever watched as a new parent, to be clear. It was.
My microphone died.
Your microphone died? No, I hear you.
No, now it's fine. It just, okay.
Okay. So let me explain to you what this scene was if you don't watch OC. Shane and Emily take their 3 kids to the pumpkin patch. And the whole scene is about how their parenting styles are very different. And it's obviously being emulated. It's being shown on screen. It is so bizarre what's going on. Like, number one, Emily is clearly the man of the house. She's doing all the parenting. She's doing all the things. And then Shane is just like berating her, saying like, why are you doing that? But not like actually talking to his kids.
But he's not really berating her. It's
Not
they're
berating her.
dynamic. They're
Yes.
funny.
But no, but it was weird. It was like, well, don't scare it. She said something to her kid, and then he said, well, don't scare him, but then didn't do anything to talk. It seemed like
Right.
he didn't even want to talk to his kids. Like he wasn't trying to do anything. He was just criticizing her and being like, you need to improve, but not doing anything.
Right.
It was so strange.
So
and it got
this
to a
whole
point,
thing-
hold on. And it got to a point where she started crying because he kept coming at her. And it was like, it was so strange and hard to watch.
Okay. He is a product of his culture, and this whole thing of what do you guys call it when you parent together, you and your husband? What's that called?
Parenting,
but like, like whatever, you're on the same page.
co-parenting.
Co-parenting
Is when
eso
you're
nuevo.
divorced. And
Eso nuevo. Okay. But even co-parenting when you're married, that's a new thing. Mothers have always been the primary disciplinarians because for a long time, mothers stayed home, and even the ones who didn't did all the parenting and the work and the cooking and the whatever and managed to keep their tampon string in their underwear.
Oh my gosh.
So I think that is just the way that he was raised. I do think they have to have a talk about it. It did not jar me like it jars you because,
oh my God.
Again, you people, your generation are very much into co-parenting. Shouldn't be a word only used for divorce, by the way. You co-parent, you present a united front. Your dad and
Exactly.
I think
that's what it was.
Tried to do that. I don't know that we always succeeded, but we always did try to create a united front. And I think that's why as divorced parents, we get along so well. And we, for many years, and when it was important, because you guys son una vieja ya, but when it mattered, we were on the same page, and we worked on that, but it wasn't common even for our generation.
I think that's why it's just like, I think I live in a world now, and in my generation with all these parents, it's not co-parenting to me. It's parenting. It's both of you showing up and talking to your kid and not expecting one person to do most of the work.
But remember, you have 2 people with different experiences of the way they were raised.
Of course.
So you do have to have conversations in advance of that. And maybe they haven't discussed it, and maybe now they will,
I agree. It felt very strange to me. It felt very like, I don't understand why Shane was putting so much on her to do all the work and then not being on the
right.
totally disrespected her in front of the
Right.
kids.
Yeah.
When they're at an age where like that definitely matters, you know?
Right.
So that was weird. And then I went on her Instagram because I was like, I wonder if she talked about it. And it was just a photo of her and Shane from that episode holding hands, smiling, being like, relationships are great, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's all fucking fake. I was like, you guys
Yeah.
are so fake. I hated
Yeah.
it. Made
Yeah.
me.
I don't think they're fake. I think that Emily and Shane have shown the course of their relationship. They've had very bad marriage, and they found a way back to whatever. This is just something they have to work on. Again, I know
definitely
that
need to
it's
work on it.
I'm terrible because when I like somebody, I can see no wrong, and I really like Emily. So, but
I do too,
but
by the way. And I'm not saying she did anything wrong. It's also
I
like,
do think she's smart enough to recognize that.
sure. She also, and her parenting also was like a little tricky for me too. It was,
Yeah.
I was a little like, that's not like
Yeah.
whatever. She needs to go to
Yeah.
therapy before she keeps parenting her kids, is all I'm going to say, because she's doing a lot of the stuff. She's reacting to her upbringing. That's all she's doing. She's not actually parenting. She's
And
just
so is he,
having
though.
a reaction. Yeah.
He
for
comes
sure.
from a family that I don't know. First
But
of all, he
that's why
comes from a
people
very
have to
affluent
work on
family.
themselves.
He comes from a very affluent family. I would not be surprised if he was raised by nannies. He's also from, I don't know, what is he, Middle Eastern?
I don't know.
Something. It's something like that. Every culture has a different way of doing it.
Totally.
In the Middle Eastern
like,
culture, the
look
woman
at his
is the one.
mom.
Right.
His mom is definitely the head of that household. So I get why he's like that, but I just like, you have your own family, like do your own thing, whatever.
Yeah.
The other thing is Jen and Tamra sitting down and having a conversation where they actually got to a good place made me love Housewives again. I was like, it was such a good conversation, whether Tamra's full of shit to me, and I think that she's just playing the game, but Jen is so sincere, and it seemed like they were having a real conversation.
I think Jen is sincere, but she's an idiot.
I think
the fact that she doesn't see through that guy.
I can't get a word in today, huh?
I know, but she can't see through that guy.
Mommy, of course. I'm aside from all of that. I'm just talking about, I think when Tamra and Jen sit down, Tamra has an ability to open up to Jen because she is very sincere. And that conversation where they got to a good place without screaming at each other, I was like, this is why we love Housewives, or this is why we initially loved it, because you get to see adult women like fixing relationships with each other and having a deeper friendship. Like, it was actually really nice in the midst of all the stupid shit going on that show, you know? But yes, Jen is an idiot.
But if he died, I feel so bad. Like, I want to, how did you feel about seeing Vicky?
Vicky's desperado.
I know, but Vicky's Housewives, I want her to go back.
Me too.
I want her to be back on
Me
there.
too.
I feel she deserves it.
I think she would be great on the show.
And
again.
she doesn't lie about, like, that's what I would want,
Yeah.
I mean, I like her. I thought she looked amazing on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh my God. Watch it. I stopped watching Watch What Happens Live. I really only watch it if I really, really want to see the person on there, but I don't care about Vicky.
Yeah, I watch it just when Kathy says, "Oh, you should watch this or that." But lately it just pops up, and
it pops up right after the show. Yeah. Can we talk about Fireside Chat? Mark Cuban and
Fallon. I mean, I went to lunch with Fallon too.
And Fallon had lunch with Heather Dubrow, who was on Fireside Chat, which, by the way, guys, so were we. Okay.
We were there first.
Can I tell you something?
We can go back whenever we want.
No, I know. I was going to say something, but I feel like I shouldn't burn a bridge. But
don't burn a bridge. But
it's never going to work.
I think anyways, it was in beta
never
phase.
Gonna work.
Right. I feel that I don't know that it's never going to work because Fallon is brilliant. And I think, but I think it's going to take a little while.
But do you think like there is a reason why streaming and like interactive stuff, you want it live and in person, or you don't want it at all? I don't want to be watching somebody and like hoping that somebody sees my like little fucking question. I don't think it's gonna work.
And it becomes it interrupts the flow.
It does.
But I do think that they're going to find their groove. You know what I'm saying? Yes. They're not going to let this just die.
Yes.
There's a lot of people on Fireside Chat, a lot of like important people. So
well, then why hasn't it taken off the way that it?
Because it's new. It's still new.
Yeah. Whatever.
We were like one of the first people.
No, I know. Whatever. I'm just.
It's only been a year.
I know. I'm just thinking about like the market because I'm a businessman.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be a thing. It reminds me of Quibi. It reminds me of whatever that other thing. It reminds me of Vine. Like things that were like,
Right. The
yeah, it
things
had
like,
a little something, but it's not a lasting
there's a lot of
app.
people that love the idea of a show that is bilingual or Spanglish.
Claro.
Many years ago, there was Fusion Network, which Univision put a lot of money behind, and it failed. I don't, as a fully bilingual person, I either want to watch stuff in Spanish or stuff in English. I
Right.
don't really want both. And I feel that somebody who was like you, raised in an environment where Spanish was spoken, but yet your primary language is English, you don't really want the Spanglish.
No.
You probably find it off-putting. And that's what I've heard a lot. I don't know. I don't love it.
It's people trying, it feels very like network exec to be like,
Right.
yeah, we're trying to target the people who blah, blah,
Right.
blah. It's like,
But
if
for
you're
example,
trying to target us, then that's not the way to do it.
right. Like on this show, I say a lot of things in Spanish because
Yo también.
there are words that I cannot think of that are not Spanish, but that's very organic.
Yeah.
I hate that word. But
Organic,
that's organic,
authentic,
like
real.
and I need to say things in Spanish. Sometimes I
Yeah.
just do. So, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say, and I don't care about what anybody thinks of it. I love Heather and Terry Dubrow together. I think that they have such a
I love
strong
them together too.
relationship.
I think they're a great relationship. They're super solid.
I had tears in my eyes watching them have this conversation about this,
Of
like
where they are in
penthouse
there.
and yeah. And I thought I have chills talking about it. That's how
Right.
much I love it, because I was like, this is a real couple that communicates very well, has such a strong family
bond
foundation and bond. Yeah. And like they
Yeah.
really care
I
and
agree
love
with
about each
that.
other, and they are great teammates. And that is very,
it's so great to do that when you're multimillionaires. And
oh my God, yeah.
I said that. No, but I hate that I said that
no,
too.
but it's
Like,
true.
I hate
Listen, it's also, it's easier. It's easier
it's
to
easier. Like, oh my God, we're in a
have
different
very
stage
good-
in our life. We have a $20 million pied a terre,
I love it.
you know, whatever. But yes, I agree with you. 100%.
But I did. I love that scene.
I did too. It didn't bring a tear to
really,
my eye because ella es una come mierda, but
I know,
okay.
I know, but you know, I can see
Yeah.
past it.
Yeah.
I'm loving OC. I really am. I had
Yeah,
like, the
I
fact
am
that I
too.
was like writing notes. I was like, wow, I really like am into
I like
this.
OC too.
OC's the best.
And I'm
Sorry.
loving New York.
Loving New York. I don't have any notes on New York.
Me neither. I
I'm
just
waiting for
enjoy
something to
watching it.
happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Wait,
Yeah.
and the last thing I wanted to say, are you watching In Just Like That?
Yes.
Oh my God. Did you get chills all over your entire body when you saw Aiden?
Initially, yes.
Oh, you're a big girl, aren't you?
It's not that I'm a big girl. I think
girl.
no, that's not true. Call me thick. No, I liked Big because I'm attracted to Big more, but I would have thought that that she should have always stayed with Aiden.
From the moment I saw Aiden a million years ago, I was like, this is the guy.
This the guy.
Kidding me?
That's who I would have picked. Me too.
Same.
But it's hard to see them older.
Oh, I love it.
And I don't like
and having sex.
Yeah, no say.
Like in bed together. I know that was a little tough. But
yeah. But no, I like it. By the way, I told you, did I say this already? Because I know that you hate when I repeat stuff and then you say, you already said that. And by the way, people hate when you do that to me.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see the messages of people saying that.
I'm gonna send you messages. I'm just gonna forward them to you. But I was gonna say, Beba.
Well,
fuck. Que vieja estoy.
Okay, well, while you think of it,
okay,
I'm gonna read.
Oh, did I tell you that I follow that woman from And Just Like That?
What
woman? The beautiful, perfect black woman.
Yeah. No, you didn't tell me.
Oh my God, follow her on Instagram. You think she's fabulous and Just Like That in real life?
Oh, I'm gonna be upset.
Wait till you see her husband. Her husband is an Adonis.
I'm sure.
A light-skinned black man, bald, ripped, tall. They're so perfect. It's dreamy.
Okay, I wanted to read a couple of reviews that we got. Which, by the way, we have a lot of 5 stars reviews, but we got 1 star and 1 4-star. So now we're
Marisol, I don't know how she has the time to do that.
Okay. I look forward to this. This is from Maddie Barbie. Obsessed. 5 stars.
She's wonderful. I love her.
I look forward to this podcast every week. I feel like I'm catching up with my family. Love the mother-daughter dynamic. They are hilarious. I laugh a lot. I've cried. I've learned, and I wouldn't miss an episode for anything.
Okay.
Isn't that nice? And then I also have to balance it with this one from June 3rd, 2023. 1 star, horrible person. This woman is not a good person. Skip this
but
podcast.
that was right. That was after Jeff Lewis.
Incredible.
That was right after Jeff Lewis.
Okay, and then I have one more. Okay. Because people are so nice. I read these the other day. I was like, this is so nice. This is from March 21st, 2023. Jellybean1229. I don't write reviews is the subject, but I absolutely adore this podcast. It is so relatable. I feel like I'm on the outside listening to myself with my Cuban mother, who is also a mother of 2 daughters. I've laughed out loud, cried, and sobbed listening to this podcast. I've also found myself getting annoyed with Anna. Sorry, because I really do love you. The way I get annoyed with my mother regarding anything that Cuban moms don't understand. Parentheses, not commenting on weight, people's identity, etc. I seriously just love that I feel like I'm listening to family members gossiping over cafecito and pastelitos de guayaba. Great job, ladies.
Oh, I love that.
Jelly Bean.
Well, we really really do appreciate. I know it's a pain to have to go in there and write.
I would never do it.
Review.
So like the fact that anybody would do it.
But I really appreciate that you guys do it. And if you have been listening for a while and you've never done it, go on there, because that person that called me a horrible person because they didn't understand my humor on Jeff Lewis ruined our perfect thing. So now in order to get it back, we need a lot of 5-star reviews. No pressure, people, but come on.
No, but it's very nice and it feels very good. It's just nice to know that people are listening and enjoying it. That's really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Should we do a quiz or a Spanish?
Yeah. We could do a quiz. And I don't know if I've asked you this before. I have to admit, I asked Kathy for some help today. Do you hold on?
Do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man?
What is insider trading?
Oh, I think I know this. Insider trading is when you have something, you have like a little tidbit of knowledge about some stock and you tell somebody you should buy this stock because it's about to.
Anybody that just gives the information?
No, the people who are on Wall Street.
Anybody on Wall Street that gives somebody a tip is insider trading?
People who are in. So if I'm at Apple and I'm like, we are, I tell you on Wall Street, hey, Anna, I know you have stock in Apple. You should sell right now because so-and-so Tim Cook just has his tampon string hanging out and we're
going to do a Spanish now.
Okay.
I want you to...
Can I get a little bit of praise for that? Because that was
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Something that you should absolutely know. We're going to praise you for.
I don't know.
Can you tell us in Spanish, just for maybe there's 1 or 2 people here that didn't really, because, Spanish is their first language. Can you tell them about, about Cardi B and the tampon situation in Spanish?
Okay. Cardi B es un rapper y ella estaba haciendo un performance.
Performance, no, estaba haciendo.
Ella estaba cantando
y bailando.
Y alguien con el teléfono que tiene un cámara.
Una cámara.
Una cámara. Grabó un video del string del tampón. ¿Cómo se dice tampón?
Cuando estaba bailando, se le salió.
Se le salió
el hilo, el cordón.
El cordón del tampón. Y todo el mundo
estaba horrorizado.
Horrorizado. Y
porque
yo creo...
porque ella es una grosera.
No, porque todo el mundo no quiere mujeres.
And on that note,
that's it.
Please remember to subscribe and review, because that person who thinks I'm a horrible person is wrong.
What if it was me? And I was like
Maybe it
trying
was
to
Hailey.
sabotage our own podcast. Yeah, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Apple Podcasts, leave a review. And follow us on Instagram at Beba_Rod, at Mommy Issues the Pod, at Anna Cooks QOKS. And we will see you
Next
next freaking week.
Love you.
Unless there's breaking news.
Oh,
then
yeah.
we'll
We
see you
might do
sooner.
breaking news. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.